Hi, welcome back to What's on Nammy's Table. Today we're going to make a sweet potato pie. I know that families have their own traditional recipes passed down, and I have a recipe that I've used for the last 30 years. I have several, but this particular one that I'm going to do today is one of my most requested recipes. So I'm going to do this. It's a bit different. Maybe not. How different can a pie be, really? Well, let's get started with our sweet potato pie. Alrighty, this particular recipe, we're going to use 4 large yams. I bake my yams. I don't boil them because yams soak in water, and when you boil them, you sometimes have to use flour as a binding agent. If you bake them, you don't have to use flour at all. And baking sweet potatoes hold down a lot more sugar than boiling. So I use 4 large baked yams. I'm going to use 2 cans of evaporated milk, 2 cups of granulated sugar, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon vanilla butternut flavoring, half squeezed fresh lemon, 2 teaspoons of orange oil, 3 whipped eggs, a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper, yes, pepper, and 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, half teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/8 teaspoon of gingerbread seasoning. Alrighty, now, as I said, I baked my potatoes, and I already have some of the mix here in here already, because I'll tell you why in a second. So I baked my potatoes, and you baking is easier. No water is held in the potato, and you still peel it quite easily. I just cut it open like that, and this is kind of cold, and you just peel the skin off. That's all you do. And you cut it up and you put it in your pan, in your mixer bowl, in your mixer. I've already done that. As I said, I've already had my potatoes in my mixer, and I did it a bit earlier so I can show you. A lot of people sometimes fail to do this, and it's really not great to see a beautiful pie. You take a bite and strings are wrapped all around your tonsils, and a beautiful pie is just ruined because it's full of strings. So I just wanted to show you before we get on how you take the strings out, and if anyone has an easy way to do this, please let me know. So we just mix with the whisk, and when you pull it out, you mix it. And you have, well, I've got most of mine out already, nearly all of it out. I did like 10 times. And some of this here, not all of it, some of this here is string. And we don't want all that string in there. Most of this is not string because I took it all off. Most of that's not string. Most of that's just mix. But the string, some of it is down here, but like I said, I took most of it off at least 10 times through the mixer. And I'm pretty good with it right about now. So let me go wash this off now that I used it. I'll be right back. Okay. So as I washed my whisk off, there were virtually any strings on there whatsoever. So, that's great. With a bowl mixer, I think I ran at least 10 to 12 times. With a hand mixer, I do a good 15, maybe 18 times, depending on how many potatoes you have. Because there's sometimes you get potatoes with a lot of strings in them. You can pick really good potatoes without strings in them. Let me know that too. The oranger your potato, the sweeter it will be also. Okay, so let's do the ingredients here now. So we already have the egg. No, I don't. I already have the 2 cups of evaporated milk, and because to mix it up and get the strings out, I need to use liquid. So I use the 2 12 ounce cans of evaporated milk. Continue on. I have 1 whole stick of melted butter. Let's throw this in here. Got 1 whole stick of melted butter. Put that in there. 1 stick of melted butter. 2 cups of granulated sugar. Sugar. 1/2 cup brown sugar. Okay? And I'm going to mix these up in here. A little bit more. So to that we're going to add, we did our stick of butter. We're going to add our 1/8 teaspoon of gingerbread seasoning. Our nutmeg, our cinnamon, I'll put the recipe in, good old salt and pepper. Now, when you're putting the pepper in, you're not looking for a peppery taste or something to burn your mouth. Don't fill up the pie full of pepper. You're going to do a pinch of pepper. Pepper marinates all those flavors together in a beautiful way. And you're not going to really be tasting pepper in your pie. If you're tasting pepper in your pie, you put too much pepper in the pie. You just need a pinch of pepper along with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Then we're going to add our orange oil. If you don't have orange oil, you can use the essence of an orange, maybe 2 tablespoons of that. Vanilla butternut flavoring. Real live lemon. I'm not putting the egg in till last because making our pies, we like to taste on our way through. You don't want to taste with a raw egg in it. So I save my egg for last. Let's get this mixed up. Okay, so this looks wonderful and it smells delicious. It smells really good. No strings. No strings. There was quite a bit of whisking I had to do to get that to be no strings. But no strings. Ta-da! No strings, no strings, no strings. That's a beautiful thing, no strings. I have 2 store-bought pie shells. Of course you can make your own, and on these I'm putting some Vietnamese cinnamon mixed with sugar. Vietnamese cinnamon is a bit more strong than your regular store-bought cinnamon. It's really, really good, and a little goes a long way. So I'm just putting this on the bottom of my pie things, and you can make your own crust, but it's easier for me to. Is that a lot, or is it any such thing as too much cinnamon, too much sugar? I don't even know if that exists. Smooth it around, whatever, like so. Leave it in here. I make so many top pies at one time during the day that it only makes it's easier for me to just use a store-bought shell, instead of making up batch and batch after crust and dough. So I'm going to ladle these out. And I did add my egg after I found out that I didn't need anything else added on. I like the taste, I like the smell, I like the consistency, I like that there are no strings, there are no lumps and no bumps. 1, 2, deep dish shells, 3, 4, 5. Can we do 7? Hooty hoo, we can do Hooty hoo. Waste not, want not. These guys are ready to go into the oven. They're ready to go into the oven. What's I gonna do is sprinkle a little something. Maybe a pinch a little. This is nutmeg. Pinch a little nutmeg on top. Make her look cute. People don't like nutmeg in their pies. I don't know why. Nutmeg is delicious. You don't want to go overboard, but it's really, really good. These are going to cook at 350 for about an hour. About an hour. And I'm going to pop these into the oven, and I'm going to clean up my mess, which is not much because I'll clean while it's going along. Wait, it's still some batter in here. Should I do that? Ooh. I'm a risk taker. I'm a risk taker. Okay. All right. I'm not gonna add any more. I'm not gonna do anything else. All right, I'm gonna pop these in. I'm gonna say about a good hour, if that. Deep dish with 2 deep dishes, probably about an hour, 15 minutes. You know. Okay, I'll be back with some cute little pies, and if you need to, you can take some foil and wrap foil around your edges, around your crust, the edge of your crust. Keep it from browning and cooking faster than the rest of the pie, depending on the calibration of your oven. Mine is a bit off, so I sometimes have to foil my crust so it don't get too dummy for the rest of the pie. Really, so it doesn't burn, but the rest of the pie is not bad. Alrighty, we'll be back in about an hour. I'm back with 2 beautiful sweet potato pies. Thanks for stopping by. I can't wait to dig in. They're a bit too hot right now, but thanks for stopping by. This is what's on Nammy's table. Until we meet again, what's on your table?